Welcome back, guys, to another episode of The Last Game Hunter. Today we are going to look at what happened here. Basically, my P1, my Thermaltake P1, my wall-mounted computer is leaking. Okay, so the leak has been going on for quite some time now. It was actually pretty much kind of after it was built. I had it on the wall and I noticed a bit of dampness around. And just to show you, this is how I maintained it, just by adding some toilet paper underneath the valves coming out of the pump. And the leak is at the pump. So playing around with a lot of pumps and doing, you know, different brands and trying to figure things out, especially when you're getting into this for the first time or trying to get it done cheaply. Sometimes cheap is not always good. Sometimes cheap is perfectly fine. So don't think that I'm going to say, hey, let's go out and buy a Thermaltake whatever to solve this problem, or EK or whoever. Water blocks are one thing, and sometimes I don't mess around with that. But when it comes to your water pump, it just comes down to reliability. Does it work? And is it too noisy? In most cases, that's pretty much all you need, but there is a problem. So because I like to do things more on a budget and help you guys do, you know, water cooling or anything PC related at a lower cost, well, I had to come up with some options. Now there's some more options on the way. They just haven't been delivered yet, but I believe it's still based on this type of water block or water pump, I guess, is what just a different acrylic top added to it. Now what's happening is, now also the reason why I'm doing this video, this isn't the second or the first machine I have a leak on. I have a leak on my daughter's build too. Well, I fixed it, but it's using this pump here. Now this is a freeze mod pump, and I really do like freeze mod, so don't think that I'm going to bash freeze mod in any which way or form. I think this one pump, they're not exactly, how would I say, proud of. Cool features about this pump though is you have the LED readout here, so it tells you your water temperature and your in-outs, and another in right here. So it's a very nice pump. Like, as far as the aesthetics and how it was designed, it was definitely designed with the right part in mind. What I don't like about it, this plastic reservoir up here. Now it could technically be self-contained, but I usually put a barrel, like a canister on here, just because it would look a lot nicer. But at the same time, usually 90% of these came with a hairline crack in the plastic, whatever the case may be, because there is a brass, wow, that's on tight. And there's how you break them. There's a brass fitting in here, and that brass fitting, I think when they insert it, they crack it. I don't know if the hairline's going to show up there, but there's a hairline crack right here in the acrylic. Again, this pump is super amazing. Now that I have the one patched up upstairs in my daughter's computer, these pumps, hers is actually giving the readout. This one on my computer right now, on my P1, is not. The readout was dead right from the beginning. Not going to complain too much. They gave me a refund. Yeah, they gave me a refund. And then the one my daughter has is the one I purchased with that refund, just to have another one. So this pump was still functioning, but not fully as it should. Well, other issues, of course. It's leaking. I cannot figure out where it's leaking from right now, but I'm going to have to pull it apart and take a look at it and see if it's salvageable, because, again, they are great pumps. I wish this was a thicker acrylic. I think this is plastic. I don't think this is actually acrylic on this model at all. Now, moving forward, so this was I think a $45 cost. I know they were about $59, but I was getting them for around the $30 to $50 depending on the sale. So I went on AliExpress. I've been buying a lot of water cool components off AliExpress, and I have not had a problem, period. So why not try out some other stuff? Now this pump is still a freeze mod pump, but as you can see here, this is fully thick acrylic, and I believe this is going to solve my problems. Now this is a big barrel screw-on, so the tank screws on to the pump, whether you wanted a shorter or taller or tallest, and I went with the tallest on this one because that's just what's going to look nice on this. Anything shorter I think just would really not do it justice. Whether I keep this little thing inside, I don't know. Right now I'm going to leave it there. It kind of rattles right now. But it's there for aesthetics. Of course you're going to have less water. Doesn't really matter. I mean, there's still going to be enough water here, and based on what's already in the lines, which I'm going to have to drain now, of course. And I believe this is the way to go. Now, this company also, and you'll see in a new video coming up, my main gamer is actually ready. It is actually running. I'm doing some tests on it right now to check thermos and stuff overall. Find out how I really feel about it. So far, pretty happy with it. But that's a video coming, and I'm using a all aluminum cased freeze mod pump that I'm really sold on. So I'm trying their cheaper units here, and I will have a link for that in that video because I found a better price for them. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to have some really nice gear. So what we're going to do in this video then is we're going to remove this one, put this one in, make sure I got no leaks anymore, and hopefully happiness is a bliss and I don't have to worry about constantly squirting new liquid in here to keep this running if I want to watch TV or play a game out in the game room. The video mostly was to point out to try and stay away from these plastic reservoir style cheaper pumps. They don't seem to be, so far I didn't try this one, but out of 2 I've had 2 leak. So the 2 I've used leaked, and this one so far I have not stopped it from leaking. So at that point I move on, we try out something a little different and a much better or different design. So this video is not brought to you by Perrier, but I think this Perrier bottle is going to be perfect for emptying the system. That's enough of that. Remove the glass, and that way we won't have any reflection. It'll be something easier to look at. The camera will pick things up better, I hope. We're going to take that off there now. So I never got into putting the nice fittings or anything on. I'm not going to do that with this one for the simple reason that this unit is already built. It's working. It's not a, I mean, it is a fashion statement, I suppose. It's the wrong way to not say it because it still is quite a fashionable piece. But with this system, you don't really see these clips, so it's not really bothering me. Now, moving forward with the pieces that are going in here, I will use the ones with like an L bracket and stuff. Just because I want to have this straight up instead of looping out like this. That was something I didn't like about this build because I didn't have any angled brackets at the time. And again, first build, never really knew that kind of stuff really existed as such. So that is a learning curve. Whew. There we go. That is off. Probably wasn't the smartest. And in here. Did not know that was going to happen. One downside of having this type of rad where you have the nips instead of the cap offs is you can't actually put anything on there but your thumb. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to power the unit up and drain it. I'm not going to say it's the smartest way to do it, but it's definitely going to be the fastest way to do it. So I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to cap. And we are going to empty. Pretty smart idea, huh? I thought so. Again, you're running your pump a little dry. I don't always recommend doing that, but in this situation, not too sure I care about the pump. She's still got some liquid down there anyway, so nothing bad's happening. But here you can see that it's still trying to pump it out. Here goes the last of it. So now our pump is empty. Now I don't know if anybody who does water cooling or whatever actually agrees with what I just did. It is a definite option that I thought was a possibility, and it did work. So again, there wasn't a lot of liquid left in there. Keep in mind I had a bit of Perrier left in this bottle. So you can see my problem. I was definitely leaking, and I was leaking pretty bad when you look at the toilet paper. I would change this once a week. So the leak wasn't horrendous where it was dripping. It was just very annoying and too much work in the end, because I had to constantly go back and forth and make sure that it was taken care of. So I just tired of monitoring it, and it's an eyesore. It bothers me. And again, first time build, things are going to happen. Guys, let me know what you think. Have you had a first time build like this? Have you had problems like this? Let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to have to figure out now where my wires are going to, unhook them, and move on. So I want to say let's plug this up. Let's not have a big mess anywhere that we don't need. So just a simple plug. It'd be nice, maybe they make some plugs out there for your hoses. I don't think so, but if they do, comment below. Okay, well, now this is nice and wettish. Makes a great thing for cleaning. Starting to get a little bit of dust build up on my fans here. I'm going to have to air them out. Other than that, though, the machine is not, so this has been months, and the machine is not really that dusty. So I'm very impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of surface dust here, but not horrendous, which I'm very impressed with, considering, oh, I had the remote control for the lighting hidden right here. That's funny. And funny enough, I didn't remember where I put it. So let's get this off now and take a look. All right, so we're just going to put you here. So just in case there's any weird leakage going to happen, everything's capped off again. So all my hoses are capped off. I need to remove this. And this is stickered on with their really good sticker. There we go. All right, still nice and sticky. Funny enough, there wasn't enough liquid down there to actually ruin the sponge. And that's a good sign, because I mean, that means I was keeping it under control using the little paper towel, toilet paper trick here. And where is my wires? Look at this. So this is for the push-pull. This barely, I wonder if the camera, yeah, see that? Barely any dust on there, and that's been there for, oh, good few months. Well, since the last video, if you check that, I'll have it linked over here at some point. So if you want to watch the P1 up and running when I finally got the wall build done, I was so proud. My first water-cooled computer, and it looks really cool. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I got a comment the other day. Someone says, "You don't have it. Give up." And I'm like, I responded with, "I don't have what?" No response. What? I'm no good at building? I'm no good at doing a water cool? I'm no good at being a YouTuber? So what? Who cares? This is all for fun. It's all for my enjoyment. It's for anybody that is viewing me's enjoyment. And I'm at the point where I don't even care or listen to that crap anymore. And I just want you guys to know that don't listen to crap like that. Absolute crap. I better put my other screw back in. When I was taking it off the wall, I loosened it too far. I almost lost this locking screw. With something with this kind of weight, you don't want to have it fall off the wall, shall we say. The downside to this is I'm actually going to have to take the wall brackets off to take the back panel off, which kind of sucks. That's the downside, right? When you have to do maintenance on something, especially something so intricate, like you've already done this water cool and it just, there's so much going on, and all of a sudden you have no choice. Now look at that. Pretty much cleaned it up. And you have no choice but to basically take it apart to get at everything. So there's a little tiny bit of dust in there. I guess I can clean it up while I'm doing this. The video card can't really come out because it's on hoses. But the bonus is it's not hard tube. That's why I've been working with soft tube a lot. You'll see in my new build how I made hard tube or soft tube look like hard tube. And I'm very impressed with what I did. So I can't wait to show you guys. But yeah, I definitely, in my opinion, did a great job on it. And I'm very, very, very happy and very excited to show it off. I just got to have some time. And that time is coming soon. And look at that. We have a lot more liquid coming down into this hose now. I have the old pump out of the way. We're going to take the new style pump. We're going to put this in place. Now, another thing that I want to do, I want to go over everything here just to make sure that their screws aren't a little bit of tweak. Don't want to over tighten. You just want to make sure it's tight, because I have a funny feeling that part of these other units' problems are they come loose. So there's only 4 screws on the bottom of this type. The only other thing is you want to make sure that is tight, and then of course your top. So there's nothing major to this one that you need to worry about. So now we're just going to separate that, get this back in place. Now, as you can see, this video card was custom made by me. It's not the prettiest, right? It's definitely not the prettiest, but it works extremely well. I've not broken 29 degrees on this video card doing even 4K video or anything. And it's only a RX 580. So I mean, it's nothing to brag about or write home about, but this card has been stupid solid. This is the card I had problems with because the actual fans were screwed up. I was having troubles with the fans on it, and now it's just working absolutely beautiful for me. So I'm very happy about that. And with this added blower system right here, which I can't put on yet because it looks like I need to make some adjustments. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a new piece here for the input, I guess. So now I'm going to take this hose, put it back on here because I like this bend. I really like that. It really, I don't know, I just like the idea of more hoops-ish on this build. So that makes me kind of happy. And then when the other piece gets put on there, it'll be more like this. And it gives you that extra, I don't know, just that, I guess, cyberpunk look with this case, because that's kind of where we're headed here. So when this goes back on, that should not be in the way. Also, I want to leave this open right now, and I'll show you why. I just fill it like that. Done. Now I need a angle bracket. This is what I wish I had from the very beginning. There's one of these, and I didn't, so I'll probably be cutting the other hose, because I'm going to reuse it, because hey, if you can reuse your hose, do so. I mean, mine aren't that old right now, so why wouldn't I? So I'm just going to screw this now in here. And again, just nice and hand tightened, not killing any gaskets. Swing that up, so now it's going to go pretty straight up. So it'll be more like a in, out like this. What I'm looking for is gaps in between this piece and this, and I give this just a little crank just to make sure that the gasket is seated, but not too much that you're going to pinch it or break it. Again, hopefully it doesn't leak after I mount this, but we're going to find out. I just want to straighten this up because it looks like crap and gives it a better seal when it goes back on. So that's fine. This moves as a swivel now. So you don't force, you just give it a little here and there. See, it can be swung now to however you want it, which is really, really, really nice. Bring that down, clip it on. That is done. That is going to be, whoa, pretty perfect. So that little clip off I did, looks like it was what I needed. EK's Blood Red Pure Mix here, and or premix, and I also have XL5 from Corsair. That's my main amount. That one's almost empty, so of course I always have a new bottle on hand. What I'm going to do first, I guess, is I'm actually going to pour this in to get rid of it. So now that I have that set up, as you can see, that just pours in like so. And there we go. Now hopefully that leak look I have seen going on here, it's on the inside. All right, so last thing you want to do is have a spill, even though it's empty. Fill your reservoir before turning it on, and then be ready to I'm just going to use the Blood Red for tint of color. Then I'm going to go back to the Corsair stuff because, one, this takes a longer time for me to get it, and two, it's a lot more pricey. Whoa! Hit the brakes. Wow, and it's bubbling. Like, what just happened there? That is interesting. You know what it could be, people? No air. So I have to try and plug this in now while I can... Oh, thank God. I think I want a little more red than that. As you can see now, we're getting the lines are filled. So I'm not so worried about... It's actually taking a lot less liquid than I thought. Now keep in mind, I probably still had some coolant and everything still in the rads. There was a little bit left in the block, that kind of stuff. So I didn't expect to have to use a lot. May not even use the other one. Whoa, get in there. Again, this would be related to air. I'm sure if I... Wow! And who said fans don't hurt? Those people are liars. This is where the air thing is good when you're doing the first start. I've never had a problem like this where it actually just sat there. Oh, look at the dust right here. Huh, gotta clean that off. This will go in a minute. It's just a matter of not clogging. There she goes. It could be that it's just thicker. I just find it a little bit odd that it... Maybe it's just the type of bottle. Probably should have just went in from the top after all. Hopefully this won't leak, because that would really, really suck. Shouldn't. But hey, I've seen weird things happen. If it does, it's on video. Whew. All right. So let's just get the rest of that out of there. No bubbles at all on that one, so that's really awesome. As in the future, if you're looking for how-to or builds, I can show you the simple way. I'm not a pro, but I do know a thing or two about it. And if you're looking for the budget way to do things or the more expensive or middle of the row, comment below and I will do more videos like that. As you will see, the high end without overall high-end pricing completely on my new build. So this is up and running now. I'm going to let it run here for about a day and make sure that there's no leaks or spills or anything going on before I put it back on the wall, because I do not wish to repeat this again. Till next time, guys, stay well. Game over.